Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Politics as Usual is a card game based on United States political aspect elections. What you have here is parodies and caricatures of famous people at the time, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, etc. And they are competing, and the players are competing in a card game to be elected President of the United States of America. And you do this by having a issue turned over, and everybody will play cards to that issue. It's very hard to get more cards back, so you want to be careful about what you play, because it can take you a lot. If you do too much on one issue, you won't have enough to play the next time. So you're not necessarily in it every round. You don't necessarily want to go full force every round, and most of the cards will give you power towards an issue or take that aspect to it, and each player has a personal power. The game was a little bit too silly for me. I like politics. I'm really into political games. I think they're very interesting, but I like them a little bit more serious. I don't like random card games where if I have a random card, that it just helps me win better than you because you didn't get a random card. In addition, it was a little bit too difficult to get cards back. And I understand what they were going for here because it keeps you from just winning every issue or possibly winning every issue. And you have to kind of strategically decide which issue you're going to get into. And this is appealing to the game. I like this. I didn't like sitting around not having to do what other people were fighting over an issue. Also, if two people are fighting for an issue and they go too far in and you're playing like with a third party, for example, variant, then that third person will just win by gangbusters. And sometimes it felt like if you're playing two-player that you would just put some good cards down and the other person would just back out because you were going to win it anyway. So they wouldn't even waste a weak card hoping to bid you up. So I don't know. It was kind of weird. I think that this game is going to appeal to some people. I think people who want the humor of it. It's topical, so some of these names are getting kind of old now. I don't know how much of this people remember. Jesse the Body Ventura, was the governor of Minnesota. Do people still know that? It was very topical at the time. It was funny. It was hilarious. But I think time may have passed this one by. I wouldn't mind seeing an updated version of this. I know there's an expansion that updated some of it, and the expansion does make the game better. I think that I'd like to see something with maybe more modern mechanisms included in it. And I think that it would entice me to go back to the game and play it again because I kind of like some of what was here. For me, this is going to be a purge. Not enough here. This is a silly card game. You may have fun with it if you want to do some jokes at some political people. Some of these are still in the spotlight today. Then this would be it. Politics as Usual is unfortunately a purge for me. So here's the box for Politics as Usual. You're going to see a very colorful box with the American flag behind with the candidates on the front that you're going to get with it. When you open this up, it's a one small step family game. You're going to have some issue cards here that will have different issues. You can see the back is going to be different than the other decks that are in there. Immigration, foreign policy, war and terror, abortion. So, if you're playing with your family, this might be some things you don't want to talk about or maybe do. But just know these are the issues that you'll fight over. You're going to get campaign cards, which is going to be a mix. Oh, there's an extra issue card in there. Which is going to have things, you have like corruption charges. More of these in there. Internet, spin control, mass mailings. And these would be more like your action card deck, if you will. And then you're going to have a set of candidate cards. These are the people that you can run for president as. And everything is a parody, and it makes fun of both Democrats and Republicans and independents. So Bill Clinton, Ronald Reagan, G.W. Bush, Perot, Nader, Schwarzenegger, John Kerry, and Hillary Clinton. So there are, it looks like, 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans, and then 2 independents. That's what you're kind of looking at here. And Schwarzenegger, even though in our country would not be eligible to be president, it's going to have these little tiddlywink tokens that you'll be using throughout the game. And then you're going to have a 2005 catalog that will come with it, with different releases for them. And a rule book, which we'll take a look at. The cards are actually nice. I like, some of these artwork. I like the parody stuff on it. These tiddlywinks are very nice. But for what you get in this game, I do like these cards. I think they feel really good in your hand. Not my favorite cards of all time, but I do like kind of what you get here. So the rule book, you're going to get this black and white piece of paper. You're going to have components, but it will not have any pictures of what you get. And it tells you how to set up the game. The issue cards, campaign cards, and the favorite tokens, kind of how all of this works. Really quickly, then I have a playing the game and how a turn structure goes. No pictures whatsoever and no examples. And then it'll have the end of game, some advanced rules if you want to use that, a 2-player variant, and a sample play of diagram, and then some optional rules if you want to use like a no-name character basically when to make your own or a landslide rule, and then how to get support and credit. Rulebook's okay. The game isn't really that hard to play. If you're a non-gamer, this might be a little bit more complicated than what you're used to, but I think anybody who's probably watching this video is doing A-okay. So each player, you can do this randomly or whatever you want to do. Each character's going to have a different power. So Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. When you lose an issue, you draw an extra campaign card. Straight shooter, draw one card whenever a slander card is played. You win ties with the hanging chats. Haha, get it? Perot, begin the game with 5 extra campaign cards because he has deep pockets. Nader, take advantage of all bonuses for independent and in the Democratic Party because he is a spoiler. Carries a flip-flopper. Once per issue, you may swap one of your momentum cards and play with another player. Clinton, Hillary, once per issue and cancel the last card played. And then Bill himself, you may discard one campaign card from your hand to negate a slander card played against you. You'll pick whoever you want. Then this will be how many favor tokens that you will get in the game. So you will take a number of those. So for example, if you take Schwarzenegger, you would get 4. Reagan, you would get 4. Bush, you would get 3, and so on and so on. Then you put the character and the number of tokens that you would get beside you, and then you're ready to go. You shuffle the issue cards up. You're going to take 4, randomly take them out of the game. They will be gone, so you won't know exactly what is in here. So each issue card that you get will have a value here. It tells you how important it is, and this is the sidestep value. So foreign policy, the winner keeps one of the momentum cards he or she played. It takes 3 to win it and 1 to sidestep it. And each one of these issue cards will have it. Remember, you're taking 4 out of the game, so you won't always know exactly what is in the deck, and that will be set down in front of the players. You also have a campaign card deck, which you'll shuffle up, and everybody will take 7 cards from the top of the deck, and that will be your starting hand. These cards are going to be used to win issues, i.e. try to win the election. So you can spend all of your cards, but you're only going to get a couple back each round. So managing these cards, knowing when to play them, and when to go after an issue. If you spend them all in one turn, it might be 2 or 3 rounds before you're back over arguing about an issue, so you need to be very careful about that. The first type of card you're going to have is these blue cards, and these are called momentum cards. And you'll play them beside a candidate, and it would tell you how many momentum points you get towards winning the issue. So in this case, let's say that was available. I would set this here. Now, each one's going to have a power on it. Any candidate with 3 TV commercials in play immediately wins the issue. So if you can get 3 of these out, you will win automatically. Otherwise, it will give you 2 towards that. Then you have these red cards you see up here on the left. And these are basically called slander cards. And they're take that card. So in this case, discard one other player's momentum card. So if that was played on me, then this card that I had played would be discarded. Now, these green cards, in this case, the charisma card, are kind of reactionary cards. And they're played to counterbalance. So I had this here. This was played, this red band card. I could then play this charisma card, says cancel the last card played, which would cancel that take that card and allow me to keep my momentum. So that all could happen. And those are the 3 types of campaign cards that you're going to find in here. So these favorite tokens are going to count as votes for other people. So my character started out with 4. Now you have to track where you're getting them from. The ones I have at the beginning of the game do not count as votes. These are used as kind of a currency to get people to do something for me. So let's say they were going to play this card and make me discard my momentum card. I might say, well, what if I give you a favor token and you don't play that card against me, but you play it against Ralph? So if I give this to this player over here, now this will represent a vote for that player, and that might get him to not play it against me, but to play it against Ralph instead. So this is what the game might look like set up after I've shown you how some of the cards work. The first player to go will be called the speaker. And the speaker will turn over an issue card, read it aloud, and tell everybody what it is. If they don't like this card for whatever reason, they might want to sidestep it, which is this green down here on the right. In this case, 1. So what I would have to do is I would have to discard 1 card out of my hand. Remember, I start the game off with 7. In order to sidestep this, discard it, and bring up the next issue. I can continue to sidestep as long as I want to discard cards. Maybe I want to discard another card, because I don't want to do energy policy, maybe get something that's more beneficial to myself, like gun control. So that's kind of how that will go. Once they have decided to stick with an issue, then this will be the issue for the round. So players then will take turns playing cards. Maybe I want to play that TV commercial down. And the next person wants to play mudslinging. Target must discard one momentum card and play. Also, target may freeze 1 card to redirect. But maybe I'll play a charisma to cancel that last card play. That's kind of how the game will go. It'll go around until everybody passes. Once everybody passes, you count up the polling points that are left over. Whoever has the highest will win the issue and take this card. And that's how the round will end. So now I'll have this. I'll discard that for the round, and I'll have this issue 1 for myself. At the end of the round, everybody will receive 2 additional campaign cards passed out by the speaker. Whoever won the issue will get additional cards. Since Schwarzenegger won our example, he will get 3 cards instead of 2. Then the next player to the left will become the speaker, and you'll do the whole thing again. You continue to do this until all the issue cards are won, and that will trigger the end of the game. Then everybody will count up the yellow check marks in the bottom left corner, which will tell you how many votes you have. Whoever has the most votes is now elected the President of the United States of America. There is an advanced rule where you can play with these symbols. So if you were to play this red elephant card in front of a Republican, this will be worth 2 more, so it'll go up to 4 instead of 2. Or a blue donkey was played in front of a Democrat, this will be worth 5 instead of 3. But if I played the donkey on a Republican, it's only worth 3. If it was played on a Democrat, 5. If this was played on the Republican, it'd be worth 4. Or on a Democrat, it would only be worth 2. So that's a little variant that you can do. Who should buy this game? Anybody who likes the comical side of politics. If you like a light card game. If you don't mind kind of maybe on a turn not having anything to do as you build up your supply of cards. This is going to be a certain type of person. This is not for me. I think if you fit that criteria that you like political, you like a light card game, you don't mind a little take that, then this will fit your bill for you. As for me, it's a Purge, but one I would say for this time period, it might be the best political game that's covering this time period. You can definitely check it out. Politics as usual, a Purge for me. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.